right, folks, we wrapped it up over there at the rifle range here at Ozark Outfitters. So we thought we'd bring Tom with Iron Eagle Tactical and the crew over here to the pistol range and learn a little bit more about handguns. And as always, Tom did not disappoint. I think he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably at least 10. I brought my 9mm, and I'm sorry, probably closer to maybe 13.
We may have a baker's dozen here.
Yeah, at least. So we're going to talk a little bit about firearms in terms of pistols, handguns, and some things to keep in mind here as well.
Well, and again, the reason we have a plethora of firearms here is because each one has a different job or a different perspective, you know, and we have some that are just targeting pistols that I use for concealed carry training and just to get proficient. I'm an NRA pistol instructor and a range safety officer, so everything we do, you know, has to focus on. Usually I don't have this many firearms out at one time. So we're taking double steps here to make sure that everything is safe and unloaded, pointed down range, things like that, to the point that we're going to start with the 22 long rifle, which is a good basic as targeting pistol. It's easy to get the muscle memory, and pistol shooting is a lot about muscle memory, more so than shooting with a carbine or a rifle or something like that where you have the ability to rest stuff. Muscle memory is important to the pistol aspect of it, because a lot of times you're in a concealed situation or an open carry situation, you know, you have to keep your eye on a target while drawing, while getting into a proper grip, stance, and sight alignment. And so this is just about repetition. I feel a little bit more comfortable here than I do on the rifle range, to be honest with you, from the simple fact that I've done a lot of classes, both taught and taken, where you shoot 500 rounds in a day, or 500 rounds in a 2-day period, 1,000 rounds in a 2-day period, and that's just, you know, a lot of repetition. It's just like anything. You got to master something, you got to put 10,000 hours into it. So it's like flying a plane, no matter what it is. You just got to put the time, effort, and energy into it. So what we're going to do with the pistol aspect of this is go over some of the calibers as we move along. I really like the range. Nice backstop here. It's good up to 50 yards. We've got some hanging target gongs. We've got some steel targets. Got a few varmints running around out there that, you know, like a prairie dog out there. Poor prairie dog. It's going to get hit a lot of times today, I believe. This is a what they call an ISSC, made in Austria, similar to the Glock. It's patterned after the Glock patent. So it has the same features. It has the same grip angle, same look to it as your typical Glock pistols that most people, law enforcement, and most people can get into. It's called a polymer gun, but we wanted to use it in the 22 long rifle because it's a training pistol. We want to use it for grip, stance, and sight alignment are the 3 most important things that you really have to come up with when you're learning how to be proficient at a pistol. You know, and that is your stance, and that is your grip, and then that is the sight alignment. To me, the grip is the most important part. It took me years to learn how to properly grip a pistol so that I could become proficient with it. Could I grab something and hit? The first pistol I ever bought, which is on this bench right now, I swear the sights were off. You know, everybody says, "Oh, the sights are off." I'm looking at it, I pull the trigger. It wasn't the sights, it was me. I wasn't holding the gun solid enough. Don't be afraid to squeeze it. They're not going to break. I'm going to load up a couple of rounds in this 10-round magazine here for this 22 long rifle, and we'll see what we can hit. I'm going to reach out there a little bit. So again, it's grip, stance, and sight alignment. I use either a weaver stance, which is your right leg if you're right-handed. Now in your situation where you're left-handed, you're going to be just the opposite. That's a defensive stance. So whenever you come up like this, you're not straight like this all the time, and your body's not rigid, because you are going to have some blowback. So you want to kind of crunch your legs a little bit. You don't want to extend your arms all the way out. Give them a little bit of a recoil, and just step about a half step back with my right foot. In your situation, it'd be left foot. All right, we're going to insert the magazine. Going to load around into the chamber. Safety is right here. I'll flip it off in a minute, but I'm going to concentrate on the grip. So the main thing with the grip is get it high up on this dovetail where the meaty portion of your thumb and your forefinger come together. Put your fingers in the grip well.
Right.
This thumb faces forward. There's an open print area here. You want to put the fat palm of your other palm. In your case, you're going to be left-handed versus right. So I'm going to put the fat part of my palm in there. Keep that thumb forward so that they're stacked on top of each other. That's a good solid grip. I've got my finger out of the trigger well because I'm not ready to shoot yet. I've got my muzzle pointed down range, which is a safe direction. Now I'm going to pull up and get into my stance and my sight alignment. I'm going to flip the safety off so it should be ready to fire whenever I'm ready. I could tell that wasn't going to work. Nor this one. The thing with a 22 in a semi-automatic is it needs to have enough velocity to blow this slide back. So not all ammunition has that type of velocity.
Right.
You really got to fine tune these things as to what's going to work. That's another reason why I don't, and most people don't recommend carrying a 22 for self-defense. We're going to go to what is one of my favorite guns. This is the PMR 30.
Here we go.
All right, let's put some ears on. Do a little test. I'm going to turn on the red dot. Put one in the chamber. I like the shooting. I'm going to go for one of those gongs over there, see if I can get it. So again, one of my favorite concealed carry guns is a .380 caliber because it's small. It has a nice size projectile to it. It's got some decent velocity, and they usually come in guns that are easy to conceal. They're lighter weight. They can fit. That's my summertime gun, you know. So
my summertime gun.
Summertime gun.
Have one for fall, winter, and spring.
I also, recommend either a .380 or a 9mm for most women because they do have less recoil to them. They're still very accurate. They're still very deadly with the right ammunition in them, and they will save you in that situation where you want to get somebody off of you. They're not a big kick to most of them, so that's why one of the reasons why I like this caliber, .380 or the 9mm, which we'll get to shortly. So we'll put a couple of rounds down range with this one. See if I can still remember how to hit anything. This is the back-to-back World War champs right here, called a 1911.
Yeah, buddy.
A lot of different manufacturers. Colt made it originally, or for the military, but John Browning invented this, applied for, and the patent was, he started on it about 1907, 1908. And there are some 1908s and 1910 guns that are very rare and very expensive these days. But the patent was granted on this particular design, this angle, this hammer style, the trigger style in 1911.
It's amazing how over a 110-year period, something like that never goes out of style, It's a go-to for so many people.
Yeah, and it's completely different. It's heavy. It acts, you know, you can knock somebody out with it if you wanted to. It's different than the polymer guns that we've talked about, the Glocks and some of the other, the Skies and the Smith & Wesson, M&Ps and the Springfields. Those are all polymer guns. They're built out of plastic. And they're built out of plastic for a reason, not to say that that's bad. Because you want to carry them and they're lightweight and you want to cut as much weight. You want more weight in the bullets than you do in the gun that you're carrying typically. Going to put a couple of rounds through this one here. Right now all I've got available are jacketed hollow points that I also got those from Dogwood Shooting Supply. So I'm not afraid to put self-defense ammo through this particular gun. We'll see what happens. But the difference between it is it has a double safety on it. It has what they call a grip safety. So that makes sure that your hand is on the grip and ready to fire. And then it also has a manual safety that blocks the hammer from falling forward.
On both sides, I might add.
Yeah, on both sides, so it's ambidextrous. So I think you might get a chance to shoot this baby. So let's go ahead and put our eyes and ears on. All right, let's see what we're doing with this gong out here. Let's see what the gopher's doing.
Is it time to get the granddaddy of them all?
It is. We've been waiting for this one all day.
I think so.
You know, again, we talk about, we wanted to do this to have some fun. We wanted to educate the public on different calibers, different types of guns, and you know, we've been able to put together, you know, those types of things leading up to this point. We talked about this particular gun in our segment.
Hold on.
About revolvers. So typically I'm a semi-automatic guy.
It's a nice sized case before you even get it out.
Right. So this is a wheel gun, as many would refer to it, or a revolver. This is a polished stainless steel Taurus in .44 Magnum. Not quite like the Dirty Harry guns, but it's a beautiful gun. There's a story. There's 3 guns that I'll never sell. This is the 3rd one.
I will tell you all that are here with us today, this is going to be loud.
Yes, make sure we have our
extremely loud
hearing protection on. I'm going to go ahead and load this up. Make sure my ears and my eyes are in pretty good shape here.
Yeah, buddy.
Limiting factor on a revolver, typically 5 or 6 shots versus 8, 9, 10, 12, 30 for a semi-automatic. So again, not your best concealed carry choice. All right, I'm just going for the berm at this point.
Oh, you got it.
A little high. That should be all of them. You want to shoot it?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yes, I do.
Just a couple of rounds, though. I don't need to fire off all 6. Wow. Wow.
So you're hitting halfway up the hillside now.
And I'm aiming low.
Yeah, so aim lower. There you go. Not quite that low.
Not quite that low.
There you go.
There you go, brother. That's a trip, dude.
See how much grass it displaces.
You can cut your yard with that, right?
Yeah.